Okay, so in this video, we're doing a quick unboxing of this Gigabyte motherboard. This is an AMD based motherboard, compatible with Ryzen CPUs. The first and second generation should both work in here. We've got this in particular for a Ryzen 5 2600X that I was given, and I need a board for it, so this one should support it. As you can see here, it's an A320M, meaning it's the A320 AMD chipset, and S2H is the actual model number of it. So we've got a Ryzen desktop 2000 ready board, so that means that the BIOS supports the newer generation, the second generation of Ryzen chips. It's socket AM4 and supports all AM4 processors on that A320 platform. If we look around here on the side, we can see just more of the same information again, the model number and generic stuff. We've got the same here and the same here. Not much to see there. The back's got more information on, we'll jump to that in a minute. Here's the actual model number, so it's GA A320M-S2H, AM4 A320 revision 1.1 this board is. It has two DDR4 slots, PCIe 16X for your graphics card. It's a micro ATX motherboard form factor. It's got USB 3.1 Gen 1 and M.2, HD audio and Gigabit Ethernet. So all the basic stuff anyway. So let's get to the actual important information, which is on the back. So you can see here, we've got the same as is on the front. There's a picture of the actual motherboard. So you can see the AMD socket there, two RAM slots, one PCI 16, two 1x. There's your M.2 or PCI Express SSD type slot. Smart fan 5 temperature sensors with two fan headers. There's your PCIe Gen 3 NVMe 4X connector, up to 32 gigabit per second. You've got Gigabit LAN by Ethernet, high quality onboard audio capacitors, and high definition digital outputs. So there's HDMI, DVI-D and D-sub off the motherboard. Most people probably use a graphics card with this anyway. That's your back connectors. You see the VGA, DVI, HDMI, some USBs, Ethernet, audio and PS2 keyboard and mouse, old style ones. We've got CPU support for Ryzen and 7th Gen A series Athlon processors on socket AM4. It's an AMD A320 chipset with one PCIe 3.0 16x slot, HDMI, DVI and D-sub, as you can see. Dual channel DDR4, so it's two memory slots that work in dual channel mode, so two DIMMs. You've got two PCIe 2.0 1x slots, four SATA 3, they're 6 gigabit per second ports, and the one M.2 slot. The SATA ports can be configured in RAID for RAID 0, 1 and 10, 6 USB 3.1 Gen 1s, and 6 USB 2.0 ports. Some of those will be on headers for the front panel. You've also got 8-channel HD audio and Realtek Gigabit LAN, and that's the overall dimensions for the motherboard. So anyway, let's look in the box. First thing we can see is the board, so we'll just pop that out to one side for now. And let's look at the accessories. So, in this sleeve of cardboard, we've got the I/O shield for the rear panel of the case. We've got two black SATA cables, one with a right angle on one end, one straight. You've got something in another language, multilingual installation guide, a user's manual which shows you the overview of the actual motherboard and where everything is, and the box contents. You should also have in here back panel connectors and information on hooking up the front panel, will be either in there or the other one. And you get a driver's disc, which I would advise you to not use these. Go to the Gigabyte website and download the latest, most recent drivers instead of using this if you've got internet. If anything, just use this for the Ethernet driver and nothing else, then go online and download your drivers. So here's the motherboard itself in the anti-static bag, just a piece of tape on the back. Also, for anyone wondering, this motherboard was purchased from Amazon. It cost around about £48 I think at the time of recording, and it seems to be about the cheapest board on there to support Ryzen CPUs at the moment on Amazon. Okay, so there's the board out of the static bag. You can see we've already got those cooler mounts fitted to the board, as AMD motherboards do come with. They go through to that metal backplate. You can see all the PCBs black. There's the threads for the M.2 drive, of whichever length yours is. So, what have we got here? We've got the 24-pin connector, we've got an 8-pin connector for power, we've got the 2 DDR4 memory slots, your CPU fan headers there, you've got a system fan header there, so that looks like it's your 2 fan headers in total. Your USB 3.0 connector is at the bottom, which is quite nice. I know a lot of boards on the Intel front anyway have put these connectors up here, and it always looks dead ugly if you've got a windowed case and you're doing cable management for it to be sticking out here. So I'd prefer them to be down there. That's actually a good place to put it. You've also got your front USB 1 and 2. These are USB 2 ports for the front panel. They're the front panel power connectors, and you can see there which are which: power LED, power button, hard drive LED, reset, etc. You've got the TPM header, that's for the trusted platform module. There's a CMOS clear jumper here, so if you short that clears the BIOS. You've got a front panel audio connector here. There's that high quality audio section with the capacitors and such in it. And I believe this here lights up. If not, it's a physical barrier to segregate the audio section from the motherboard. There's that CPU socket with the retaining arm, which we can just pop up like so, put that down. And I think that's pretty much it. That covers pretty much the whole lot of this motherboard. So yeah, if you found this video helpful or interesting in any way, please leave a like down below. Any questions, post them in the comments. I will try my best to answer and help you out. And get subscribed to my channel for future random unboxings and technology videos like this one. Thanks for watching.